Well, in 1998, Bill Clinton was president, and Apple Computer unveiled the iMac. That was 14 years ago when Ben Cayetano last ran for an election.
Well, the former governor is using old skills and new skills to rake in the dough for the Honolulu mayoral race. Joining us over Skype is CivilBeat.com reporter Chad Blair. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning, KITV.
Well, Cayetano is leading in the fundraiser over Mayor Peter Carlisle and Kirk Caldwell. Much of that support coming from those smaller donations. And to get ahead, I'm guessing he's had to embrace the internet and things like social media.
That's correct. You got to remember, in 1998, there was no YouTube, there was no Facebook, there was no Twitter. Even Google was still pretty new. So what Governor Cayetano has done, even though he owns an iPad and an iPhone himself, he's got younger people on his campaign that are helping him out with the social media, getting those messages out to vote for him. One other thing, he still relies on old school things like chili and rice fundraisers. That draws the people out. He's particularly been successful in getting people in Kailua and East Honolulu, the Republicans, to vote for him.
And I guess sign waving still is considered old school.
Sign waving is, and you know, it works. I think people like to see the candidate themselves out there with the lei on and the sign. It always works, maybe only in Hawaii, but sign waving is something special.
All right, well, turning to another political heavyweight, Linda Lingle is at her race for U.S. Senate. I know that Civil Beat did a review of her news releases and campaign materials. What did you find?
Well, I'm sure you've seen the U.S. Chamber of Commerce ads that have been running since February. There's been 3 of them so far. They've been blanketing local TV stations, the airwaves here. They are independent of Lingle's Senate campaign. The two are not coordinating together. But what Civil Beat did is we looked at those ads and other materials from the chamber, and we looked at Lingle's ads and some of the materials that she has for her campaign. And it's amazing how identical they are in terms of their message. Bipartisanship, tourism, jobs, and the economy, over and over and over again. So even though they're independent, they really are marching in lockstep together.
Well, is there any official endorsement from the chamber for Linda Lingle?
Yes, the chamber has endorsed Linda Lingle. She has accepted that endorsement. By the way, it's not just Linda Lingle. Across the nation, the chamber has endorsed other Senate candidates. Most of them Republicans. 1 or 2 are Democrats.
And, you know, there's a story about geothermal, which is typically thought of as an issue affecting Hawaii Island, but now Oahu is coming into the picture.
That's right. As we know, the volcano is still active on the Big Island, and that's where the only geothermal plant is in the islands. A study that was done decades ago showed that there might be some geothermal activity actually below Oahu. There is some on Maui as well, by the way. So a new study, $2 million, is going to go to see where these areas might be. I don't know where they are. We hear that maybe along the leeward coast, hopefully not underneath KITV or
yeah, hopefully
Civil
not.
Beat's operations. But if so, if there is geothermal on Oahu, potentially that can help us wean ourselves off of imported energy.
Yeah, that is really interesting, Chad. I mean, you know, the possibilities are endless, but you have to wonder about geothermal below us on Oahu as well. Might be scary.
Well, you got to remember, although it's been a long time ago, we too were formed by volcanoes much longer than both Maui and the Big Island. But it is possible, even though they are dormant now.
That's right. All right. Very interesting stories. Thanks a lot, Chad Blair. And
thank you for reading Civil Beat.
Thank you.
And you can find the complete stories we've just discussed on civilbeat.com. It's now 6:39. We'll be right back.